Pokemon's latest set, Crimson Haze SV5A, is now upon us, and in today's video, I'm going to take a quick look as to whether I think this is a set that you should buy or skip. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing that we need to look at when we're looking at this set is the box art, and as you can see, I've got a standard pack art in front of me. So this is a set focused on Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is a DLC variant of Ursaluna from Legends Arceus. As you can see, Crimson obviously brings with it connotations of red, and that's why the moon and the pack art is all in red. Now if we look at the front of the pack art, you can see the focus of the set is going to be on Blood Moon Ursaluna, but also there are two other Pokemon with it. I believe this one is the middle evolution called Diplin, and then we have a Sinistcha on the side, which is again a DLC variant, I would say, of Sinistcha. So straight off the bat, I would say that the Pokemon that are on the front of this box cover are not going to be super popular ones. I'm sure there are going to be people that really like Sinistcha, but overall I would say this box art is okay, it's quite nice, but it's not going to be something that people necessarily remember off the top of their heads like Pokemon 151. So what we're going to do next is going to take a quick look at the main set list of this set, starting off with the grass types. The thing that stands out to me is the Leafeon, which I think is a very nice artwork. And then going down a little bit more, we have a Magcargo EX. So I would say, again, a not very popular Pokemon that's been terrestrialized in the set. But then we do have the Chimchar to Infernape line, and let's take a quick look at this holo. I would say it's a nice holo, but nothing that special. And then the thing that stands out to me obviously is the Glaceon. So we have the Gen 4 evolutions again in this set, the Glaceon and Leafeon, and whilst they may not have a huge impact on the value of the set, it's still nice to have them. And in talking about that, I'm going to move down to two more super popular Pokemon that we have. One is Eevee and one is Snorlax. So when you're opening a box just for fun, I think it'll be really nice to pull these cards and sleeve them up for the future. Probably be worthless, but you never know, because popular Pokemon are collected by people in PSA 10s, so you might be rewarded just for sleeving these up a little bit. We obviously have the Blood Moon Ursaluna, nothing too much to comment on that. I didn't play the DLC myself, but notably the A specs are back in this set again. So these were brought back in Wild Force and Cyber Judge, and again we have 3 of them in here. What that means is you're going to be guaranteed an extra hit on top of everything else in this box, which is always good. They're not going to be worth that much, but it's just a bit of extra value. Then from the trainers, we can see a clue of what our SRs are going to be. We have Perrin and we have Lana. So moving on to the secret rares of the set, which is really what's going to bulk up the analysis as to whether this is something you should or shouldn't buy. There are some very nice art rares in this set. One thing that stands out to me immediately is the Infernape. It's just all encompassing all over the artwork. I think it's very nice. I also think the Phione is actually really good and probably underrated, because you can see in the background it's swimming amongst a school of Wailords and Wailmers. So overall the IRs are pretty similar in quality to the other sets, which is excellent. Now one thing that is really cool, I'm going to come on to the Hisuian Growlithe later, but the Eevee is obviously going to be very popular. It's like a flock of Eevees together. Eevee has increased in popularity massively since Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, where it was given a front end mascot role. So this IR, or AR I should say, is going to be something that I think people will want. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be worth a lot, but again, something that's worth collecting. If you look at the Ghastly AR from Wild Force, that one is about 5 to 8 pounds, I would say, and 5 to 8 pounds is around $8 to $12. Moving on to the super rares and above, we have Sinistcha EX. I don't really like the Pokemon. I know what they're doing. They're trying to make it more matcha focused. However, one thing I do rate about this is the background. It's a bit swirly, which is a nice departure from the stock ancient and future backgrounds that they've been doing, as you can see here, for Screamtail and Iron Thorns. Then you have your 2 terrestrialized Pokemon. Greninja was at one point one of the world's most popular Pokemon, I want to say, so it's always good to have it in here. Then we are going to move on to the main big hits of the set. So we have 2 super rare trainers to start with that I think are going to be good in terms of waifu collectors. One is Perrin. Now this is a new character that was brought into the DLC. I'm not too familiar with it, but I believe she was involved in a role in trying to take a photo of the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Then we have Lana's assistant. I actually quite rate this card. It's been drawn by Atsushi Furusawa, who did the same artworks for the Sleepy Dragonite and the Suicune SAR. Again though, in the current climate we're in, I'm not expecting these cards to be super popular or expensive, I should say. Then we get our standard 3 Pokemon SARs for the set. So you have the Sinistra SAR, which I think is really cool when you bunch it together with the story that's told in the story with Poltergeist. So in the Poltergeist, you start off with a little kid with a Poltergeist. Then when you come in later, you have the evolved version of that Pokemon with a man, an old man sitting in the background. So it's one of those, again, storytelling elements. My favorite card from the set is definitely going to be this Greninja SAR. I think it looks absolutely awesome. There is a lot going on, but I think the 3D art style works really well with Greninja. And I do think this is one of the rare instances where the actual terrestrialize effect looks pretty cool. So this is definitely my top pick for my favorite card from the set. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, I think this is a nice card. It's sort of a hark back to the Sword and Shield alt art era. I'm getting Sword and Shield alt art vibes. I'm not too sure what Munchlax is looking at there, but I do like the fact that they've brought in other Pokemon together with the main Pokemon in the card. Then we're going to get onto the absolute main pull from the set, which is the Perrin SAR. The reason this card is so cool is because of the connection it has with the Hisuian Growlithe. So you can see in the camera lens there, it has a Hisuian Growlithe, and when you connect it together, here you can see that it's the Hisuian Growlithe looking up, so almost like a dog. Connect the two cards upside down and it looks really cool. And I think this is almost the first time that they've done like an upside down connection card. So they had that in Violet EX, I want to say, for the Scyther and the Spidops. But this is a different kind of one where you can see the top one in the camera lens, so I do think that's a cool concept. Finally, we're going to get onto the Lana's Assistance SAR. I think this is not my favorite card. The art style is a little bit kiddish, cartoony. It is drawn by Toshina Aoki, who I think did the Regidrago alt art from Paradigm Trigger, but it might be something that waifu collectors look to. So overall, looking at the set, we have 3 more gold cards. We have the standard Blood Moon Ursaluna gold and then 2 more items. I think in terms of the waifus in quotation marks, this set is actually pretty strong. In terms of the Pokemon SARs, it doesn't have the most popular Pokemon except for the one Greninja. So overall, I would say this is a pretty good set. And to close everything off, we are going to have a quick look at the prices for the singles at the moment and the prices for the box. So I'm on the Card Rush website at the moment, where you can see that the Perrin SAR is the top pull, followed on very closely by the Lana's Assistance. Now there might be some slight variance when you look on different websites, but the Perrin SAR is definitely the chase of this set. Then you have the Greninja SAR as the top Pokemon SAR card. These prices are pretty reasonable, I would say, if you compare it to what it was like at the peak of Sword and Shield and even the start of SV. Some of these cards would be 100,000 yen, so 10 times as much. But where the price is 12,800 yen, I think that's a lot more reasonable, and I think this is simply a reflection of the current state of the market. So finally, we are going to look at the box price for this set. Is this something that I think you need to pick up now? The short answer is no, I don't think you need to pick it up now. It sort of depends on your own collection and investing goals. I wouldn't say this is a surefire win, but it might be one of those that people overlook because it's got some nice cards in it. It's not a set that's got cards that are going to break the internet. And I think that's reflected in the prices for new boxes on Amazon. If I'm just scrolling around here, basically 180 to 200 yen above retail, you can get boxes right now pretty much with no limit. You can even get cases yourself, retail price being 5,400 I believe, and you can get the same off the Pokemon Center Japan at the moment, or you would have been able to in the last day or two. So I would say there's no rush to pick this up. Personally, I am going to pick this up because I have, as you can see in my basket, personally, I have a collection goal of sealed getting at least 3 booster boxes of every SV set, and I think that because we're in such a down market at the moment, I've been letting that goal slip a little bit and now I'm falling a bit behind on my collection goals of having 3, and I'm having to find extra money to bring that back. So from this set onwards, I'm going to bring it back to a situation where I do want to buy my 3 sealed pretty much on release, because even if the box price goes down, it's only going to be by 100 or 200 yen more. So you can't really go wrong with buying it now, but I appreciate that there might be products or boxes that you think might go up more quickly or that you're more interested in. So I would say that I'm pretty confident that this set is going to stay around this price for the next 3 to 4 months minimum, even 6 months I want to say, because if we can just judge based on when Future Flash and Ancient Roar came out, that would have been close to 4 or 5 months ago I want to say, and even now you can get Future Flash for below retail price. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think this is a cool set. It's nothing amazing, but it is nice. Let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be opening this set? It will be really interesting to know in the comments whether this is something that you want to pick up. So please do leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.